Hello guys, Eid Mubarak. Today I'm sharing some special Eid dessert recipes. These are traditional Indian sweets that are usually enjoyed the morning of Eid. So I have Kheer Khurma and Kheer to share with you guys. These recipes are from my mom's cookbook, so they're tried and tested. I hope you try these recipes out. If you do, tag me and let's go ahead and get started. For the first recipe, we're starting off with Kheer Khurma. It's actually one of my favorites and it's so simple to make. So we're melting down 3 tablespoons of butter, and as that melts we're going to add vermicilli. I got this from a local Indian store, but you can find it at any international store or your local grocery store. I'm adding a whole handful and giving that really good mix. This is going to get a nice golden brown, and then to that add 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm making a serving for 4 people, so adjust this recipe as needed. Then I'm adding 4 cups of whole fat milk. Make sure it's whole fat because it really gives it a creamy texture. Now turn the heat up to a medium high and let this really boil for 15 minutes. After about 15 minutes, you'll see that the milk has reduced quite a bit. So now we're going to add some toppings, I suppose. I'm adding some dates. Don't skip this step. It's so delicious. It brings a really caramelly, creamy texture. And then I'm adding some pods of cardamom and a little bit of saffron. Both of these are optionals, but they really give that beautiful, fragrant Indian taste. So I'm giving that a good mix, and now this is ready to serve. In about 5 more minutes, you'll see that it reduces a little bit more, gets a little bit thicker, and then you can let this cool and transfer it into a serving bowl. Lastly, garnish it with a few crushed nuts. I'm using pistachios and almonds, and now it's ready to serve. For the second dessert recipe, which is kheer, we start off with soaking a cup of rice in water for at least an hour. Again, you can change the measurements and add 3 cups of rice or 4 cups of rice depending on how many people you are serving. We're serving 4 to 6. Once the rice has been soaking for about an hour, drain the water out and add a cup of milk. Now you're going to boil the rice in the milk for at least 15 minutes. You want the rice to become super soft, kind of like what it looks like here. Once it's softened and boiled, then we're going to let this cool and then take it over to blend it up. I'm using a hand blender to blend this up. You can use whatever you have, but the goal is to make this like porridge. You want it to be super blended, really fine as you can get it. Some people like to keep their kheer chunky. This is the texture that we like. If you find that it's too thick, add a little bit of water. Now we bring this back to the stove and add a couple more milk ingredients, starting with 1 cup of half and half, and then follow it up with half of a cup of heavy whipping cream. Both of these give a really good creamy texture. Let this boil and simmer for about 15 minutes while you gradually add some sugar. Now for sugar, we used about a cup. You can definitely adjust this to your liking. Add a little as you go. Try not to add too much sugar all at once, and after about 15 minutes, this is ready to serve. This is normally served chilled, so I popped this into the fridge for about a couple hours, and you can see this is the consistency. It does thicken up as it sits in the refrigerator, but this is so delicious. Again, you can garnish this with whatever you like. We're using crushed pistachios and almonds. Again, this is so delicious. It's like a creamy rice pudding. And who doesn't love rice pudding? So I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes. Let me know if you guys try out any of them and tag me if you do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and Eid Mubarak!